Hey book nerds, welcome to my channel. So it's a new year. I always feel a bit weird this time of year. I say, like I've been doing YouTube for ages. I felt weird this time of year last year because I don't like to do any wrap-ups or anything until I know, like until the year is over. So I have a whole bunch of stuff to film in January and I would have filmed all my goal stuff in December, but I was just way too busy. So now I'm doing a lot of videos of a similar ilk. This one is going to be essentially my 2020 goals. It's going to be an overview of them. My 2019 wrap-up stuff will be coming shortly. It is the 31st of December today, and I don't want to do anything because I could actually finish a book today, so we will see. But essentially, yeah, this is just going to be an overview of my goals. Some of these goals will have additional videos attached to them, which will make more sense when I start going through them. So my first goal I'm going to talk about is to read more non-fiction books. This is a common goal, but the reason that I particularly want to do it is because non-fiction is my highest rated category, I believe, of last year. Like I said, I've not done the stats yet, but I don't think I rated a non-fiction book. I think there was maybe one, but I think every other one I gave 4 or 5 stars. Most I gave 5 stars. And I've realised I just really enjoy non-fiction on topics that I am interested in, and also there's a lot of really good non-fiction arcs on NetGalley, and I've just been introduced to so many good books because of that, and I'd like to continue with that. So the way I'm going to tackle this goal is it's twofold. So the first thing is I have joined the Fellowship of the Non-Fictionists, which I will link down below. It is a blog. There are a couple of us. There is The Hungry Bookworm, Amy Gets Lit, Non-Fiction Feminist, and Triumphal Reads as well, I believe. I think that's all of us so far. And it's basically a blog that we're all going to post non-fiction book reviews on. So yeah, I'll link it all down below. There's a Twitter as well, so please follow us. And I think that's just going to add a social aspect to my non-fiction reading, which I really enjoy. We all kind of read similar stuff, but also there's a wide range in terms of topics. So if you like any kind of non-fiction, I would recommend checking it out because there's going to be quite a range of it. The other thing I'm going to do is I have selected 12 non-fiction books that I'm going to read in 2020. That will be a separate video that it'll be uploaded shortly. My goal for that is not to read one a month, but just to read all 12 over the course of a year, and then if nothing else I will have at least read 12 non-fiction books. I'll probably read way more than that, but these are just ones that I've had on my TBR for a while and I want to prioritise, so that's going to be how I'm tackling that goal. My next goal is, so for 2019 I made a list of 20 books that were released in 2018 that I wanted to read in 2019, and the point of that was that it's really easy to get distracted by new releases, and new releases are great and they're very exciting, but I didn't want to ignore all the new releases that happened in 2018 that I didn't get around to reading, and that worked really well. Again, there will be a summary video for that coming up shortly when I do my reviews of the year, but as a spoiler, it worked really well. And I'm going to do the same thing in 2020. So I've picked 20 books that are being released in 2019 that were released and that I'm going to read in 2020. Again, that will be a separate video coming shortly where I go through all of those. But yeah, it just helps me remember the new releases I was excited about that I didn't get the chance to read, and I think it's just good practice, not necessarily like beyond me, but I like doing it, and I want to keep it up. So the next goal is to clear out some of my arcs. I think currently I have about 50 arcs unread on NetGalley. My percentage is roughly around 50% because I hit 100 books like the other day, and I think I'm on like 101 books, which is so cool. Like when I started using NetGalley, I never thought that people would actually give me any arcs, and now it's like one of the main ways I read books, which is really weird. I don't have much specific to tackle this beyond kind of what I said last year about being more selective with arcs, but I am planning on doing a mini readathon for just me. I guess like a little reading project, and I made a list of 10 of my shortest arcs. They're all under 300 pages, and obviously I can't read all 10, but I might just pick a weekend or a couple of days or a week or something and try to power through as many as I can. If I can clear like 5 off, that's still quite a hefty chunk. That's like 10%. And I'm going to do that, see how it goes, maybe do it again, maybe try and do some more reading projects with arcs where I pick like ones with a similar theme or that kind of thing. And I've also, in my Snakes and Ladders TBR, there's quite a few arc related prompts in that now as well, so hopefully they will start to clear themselves. So my next goal, and this is one I definitely failed at last year. I say failed, I'm very happy with my reading from last year, but I didn't do this goal particularly well. Clear my backlog books. So my Goodreads TBR is over 1,000 books. Genuinely it is. Go check it out if you want to see. And I would say maybe like 200 to 300 were released in the last 2 years, and all the others were released before that. And those are the books I'm talking about here, where there's loads of books that I just want to read. I've got like 300 thrillers alone, and I just don't really, they don't seem to come up. And that was the point of the Snakes and Ladders TBR, was to kind of make them come up. And like I said, I have edited it now, so I think that will happen organically anyway. But I have an additional thing I'm doing, and that is I have selected 6 genres, and 5 books for each of those genres. And these are books that have to have been released before 2018, and these I'm going to read them this year, so that's like 30 books in total. So those videos will be coming up shortly. I've already filmed one of them, I need to film the other ones, but it's like the first one's like thrillers and young adults. It'll be, so there's 5 thriller books, 5 young adults, and so on. And that is how I'm hoping to clear more of that. 5 isn't a lot when you compare my whole TBR, but it'll be, like I said, 30 books, which is a decent chunk of my reading. And the Snakes and Ladders should also help combat that. So I think this will definitely help with this goal. And hopefully I'll be reading loads of books that I'll get really excited about as well, because I've tried to pick ones obviously that I'm most excited to read. The next goal is a fun one, and that is to do more buddy reads. I started buddy reading in like June, July of last year, I think, was my first ever buddy read. And I had such a blast. I really, really enjoyed it. And every buddy read I've had since, I really like doing them. So my goal for this year is there's a couple of specific people I'm not going to name now because it could be kind of awkward, but there are specific people I would like to buddy read with who I've not buddy read with yet. And there are also people who I have done a buddy read with once, and I would really like to buddy read with them again. So basically for this, I'm just going to try and be more proactive. I have this like thing where I don't want to pressure people into reading with me, but like I will also not be offended if I contact you and you say no, that's fine. Like I will not take it personally at all, just to make that very clear. But yeah, so if anyone does want to buddy read with me, hit me up. I've got, like I said, 1,000 books on my TBR, so chances are one of the books you want to read, I want to read too. But yeah, I just think buddy reads is such a fun way. I also really like, so I do detailed notes if I'm doing a buddy read. So like say we're doing 50 pages a day, I will make notes after each of those 50 pages. And that's just a really cool way to read some books, particularly like thrillers or kind of character studies. I really enjoy analysing them in that format. So yeah, hopefully 2020 will be the year of the buddy reads for me. And the final goal is to do more vlogs/reading projects. I was going to start doing these last year. I just had so much other stuff going on with my reading, I never got around to it. But I did my first ever vlog, which I will link down below, for point horror books. I really enjoyed that. I would like to do more point horror ones. Like I said, I want to do the ARC projects. I have had themed thriller and horror reads on like projects designed for about almost like a year and a half now, and I've just never done them, and I would really like to do those ones, just because I've had them planned and I've got all the books, and I've really not read any of the books yet either. So yeah, just kind of more, this is probably the vaguest goal, but I would like to do more stuff like that, especially because my life is getting more interesting. At least I hoped it's more interesting doing all the PhD stuff and like hanging out with people, and I think it would be nice to kind of share that with you guys so you can get to know me a little bit better. But yeah, so those are all the goals for 2020, like the overview. Specific videos will be coming up shortly. I think I'm going to try to alternate my uploads, so it's like a 2019 wrap-up video, a 2020 goal video, so you're not just hit with like loads of wrap-ups and loads of goals and all that kind of thing at once. I will try to space it out, Yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know what some of your goals are, if you think any of these are good goals or bad goals, or you've got ideas on how I can include more stuff like that in my reading. I'd really appreciate that. I hope that your 2020 goals go really well, and yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, it helps me out massively, and I hope to see you next time.